Hey everybody, we are so thrilled to be back. I know it feels like forever to me. I don't know about you, Jen, but Saffron and Sass is in the house.
We're
Actually,
back.
We're not in the house today.
No.
We are in a garden, and you can hear like some outside noises because what happens when you're actually outside working? Oh, you use tools that are noisy.
Yeah, like lawnmowers.
Yeah, so it might sound like we're shouting today only because we're shouting with glee as we get into all of the wonders of the produce that is out there for us to enjoy.
That's right. We're in the height of produce season right now, and we are sitting at the beautiful picnic table at Gardens of Millvale, which is just 2 blocks from Sprezzatura, and a real example of community goodwill, agency at the level of grassroots. These plots here, there are about 45 raised bed gardens here. About 10 of them are for urban gardens. The rest are for individuals. And people raise all kinds of things here, flowers, produce. There's a little orchard across the street that we're about to visit. And why did this happen? Well, this is a result directly of flood and fire happening here in Millvale in a moderate to low income community. And the community itself came together and said, you know what we really need? We need to feed ourselves.
Right, join together, grow together. And what better way to do that by the beauty of a garden. So I think we should take a little tiptoe around the garden.
Let's do it.
Okay, we're gonna do it.
So one thing about Gardens Millvale is you'll see here all these raised beds that have various things in them, like specialty watermelons, eggplant right over here, sunflowers, lots of herbs. We're gonna visit some herbs. And the gardens themselves have donated over 300 pounds of produce to local people. There are only 3,700 people that live here in Millvale. So it's a real community support to have this kind of access to fresh food.
You grow, you give back, and you know one of the things I always find is for people that are in need, produce is not high on the list.
Right on.
You just don't do that. You're going for the other thing. So that ability to create a great plate and to do it with the generosity of the community, you know, really, could there be any better story than that? It is fantastic.
Yep.
Fantastic.
So let's cross the street, and we're gonna, so some of these lots had to be pieced together. So these, of course, there were houses here, now they're not. So over across the street, there was a flood, and then these lots were pieced together to form a community orchard. So we're gonna visit. Right now, the peaches are coming out, and we're gonna check it out.
Peaches, we're gonna get peachy in the garden. Come on, here we go. Here we go, look at this. I love this.
So this too is another example. This too is another example of how creative people get together. So here's an artist who created this sculpture during the Millvale Music Festival. So while there was music in the gardens, growing in the gardens, there was also public artwork made from things in this garden. So it's pretty cool.
It is so cool. And you know, here, you know, all of these wonderful fruit trees. And again, Jen, we can't say it too many times, the people are not eating enough produce. Fruit and vegetables is really on the decline. And so look at this. You know, here's what's growing. You're not growing a pork chop. Right. You're growing produce.
Right, but what was also, Leslie, you said that thing about how many vegetables we need to eat a day and how many people, what people really eat a day?
Yeah, so 1 in 10 are getting their needs met per day,
That's
which
10%
is at
of the
least
United
5
States.
servings
That's
a
crazy.
day. So, I mean, but look at this. I could find 25. Just standing right here, we've got gorgeous peach trees.
We're going to go over here, too.
Yeah, I mean, all of these wonderful things that are right here, ripe for the picking, and more importantly, for the eating.
Let's go to the peaches quick. So, part of this tree came down during a storm, but we just want to focus on these amazing fruits here.
Look at this.
Gorge. You know.
You don't have to just be in Georgia for peaches. This is right here, Western Pennsylvania peaches, baby. We got it.
So we're going to check out.
Reach
for the peach. So right now, in addition to peaches, you can expect a more abundant variety of tomatoes starting to pop up, and also eggplant. So we're going to talk about, it's been a little bit of a strange season because it's been stormy, rainy, hot, not hot. This week is supposed to be kind of cool.
That's right.
So it's hard for the plants to understand what the hell's going on.
What they're doing. But at least it looks like things are moving in that direction and the abundance is there. And we want to take some of this wonderful abundance in the garden and put it on your plate and, more importantly, in your bodies. You've got to do this consistently.
So right over here, this is what I wanted to show you. There's something called an herb spiral. So again, How cool and creative.
And you know, people don't think about the fact that herbs are plants and they have nutritional value. This is not just something that comes out of a shaker bottle. You add them for the flavor and you add them for the function. It's both of those things simultaneously are so critically important.
So here's some neat and tidy beds. Some people who are carrying over here. Excellent. Broccoli.
Look at this, gorgeous. Look at that.
Yeah.
People say these are nightshade family vegetables and you shouldn't eat them. Nothing wrong with any of these. They do not cause inflammation. They are anti-inflammatory.
And this is
Eat
coming
them.
from the HBIC nutritionist right here who knows what she's talking about. This is Leslie
Please.
Bonsi, the nutritionist for the Kansas City Chiefs. She's here to tell you these are not dangerous vegetables for you.
And why wouldn't you do it? I mean, these are fantastic. These grown right here. You can find them everywhere. You need to be using them. This is the time of the year when these are delicious.
Right. So again, what's happening right now during August? Peaches, eggplant, lots of herbs, tomatoes, peppers. These are some things that you can find in your garden. And that's what's really happening right here, right now.
And
In
so
addition to
what
a little
did you
sprinkle.
make? In addition to a sprinkle to cool us off.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, talk about
Okay.
the eggplant.
So this is something we make here at Sprezzatura. So during the summer, you know, we celebrate August with Italian picnic pickup. That's every Friday from 4 to 6. So you can go online and order things like this, which is a minted marinated eggplant. We grill this right on our little grill. And one of the things you could do, a lot of people salt their eggplant, let all the water come out before you grill it. You could do that. We just grill this straight up. A little bit of oil, not too much oil, but notice how it gets nice and soft. You can store this, you can marinate it with whatever. We put mint, a little bit of hot pepper flake, oil, some lemon zest, and I garnished it with some feta cheese just for some creamy goodness.
And you know what else you could do? Because what summertime, people think summertime grilling and s'mores, right? So here we go. Here's the take on the s'more a little bit differently. You use the grilled eggplant, a little slice of tomato, and fresh mozzarella. Beautiful, easy, and fantastic.
Really good.
And what else? We have chickpeas.
Well, we're going to talk about lemons in a bit because we're going to talk a little bit about the other thing you need to pay attention to in August, which is hydration. Leslie's going to get there in a sec. These are also lemony chickpeas. Lots and lots of herbs in here. Fresh cukes, parsley. We added some additional herbs from the garden themselves so you can take a look and see. They've got purple basil, some regular basil, some parsley. It's delicious
And you
refreshing, and that's vegan.
And in the summertime, honestly, turning on the stove is like, oh my God.
No
you
one
don't
wants to
wanna
turn on
do
the
that.
stove.
And so the beauty of chickpeas, it's a plant, it's a protein, it's a simple meal. This can be a complete meal. You could mix it in a little bit of pasta. You could have a nice slice of crusty bread on
Quinoa.
the side, some quinoa. It's all just wonderful. And to your point, the hydration. And you know, at this time of the year, all right, it may be starting to drizzle a little bit, but we're fizzling out
Yeah,
here.
it's super hot.
Fizzling now
Super hot.
because hydration
Fizzling
never
in the drizzling.
takes a vacation. Never
Hydration never takes a vacation.
vacation.
We may take a vacation in August, but hydration
does not. And you know, when you're standing here, we've got this nice glow. No, actually, this is a soak going on right now. Oh my God! So we have to have
because we had to wear black
we have to
in the
wear
garden.
black.
We're
And
so
so, you know, people think, oh, hydration. Well, that's water. Yes, that's true. But all of these
All of this.
vegetables, they are at least 90% fluid, so your liquid assets can come from things that you chew, not just things that you
Right.
pour. It works really well. And so we could also up that hydration, lemon and some fresh mint
Yeah.
to make your water taste delicious.
It's sweet, right? And it's easy, and then you just have that walking around. We also wanted to show you another way to handle lemons, which is in preserving them, which then they turn into a savory that you can cut up.
Smell. Oh, wait, we want you to smell this.
Can you smell it?
this. Yum, yum.
So here I'll show you. In what we do in the Sprezzatura kitchen is we cut our lemon. We leave the bottom tight and cut it kind of like a football. Leslie's in
Like a
football.
football,
Leslie
except
works
if
for
the
the
football
NFL.
would cut it, wouldn't be going anywhere, but that's okay.
And so
you get the idea.
it's been covered totally with salt, kosher salt. You can see it. Black peppercorns. We throw in some bay for antimicrobial, which is really good. In this case, we're shoving it in this plastic container. We usually put it in a jar, and we keep putting them down. So we could add probably 2 more in there.
Yum.
And then, I know, and then you cover it. And what you're doing is you're doing something that people did a million years ago before refrigeration happened, which is we're preserving food. And so, generally speaking, and you can't tell anybody that we're telling you this, we put this in the dark on the bottom shelf in the pantry for 2 weeks. But you can put it in the fridge if you feel a little bit better about that one.
Yes, and just like the lemon is preserved, and so are we. And one of the ways that we and one of the ways that we preserve ourselves is making sure that we are optimizing the things that we eat. And so one of those other summer favorites growing here in the garden, some of you may grow them or you're buying them, is melon, and particularly watermelon.
Yeah,
So
watermelon.
lemons have limonene in them. Watermelon contains something called citrulline. Doesn't that sound nice? But it is so good for our bodies, in addition to being high in potassium and the other vitamins and phytonutrients. So look at this gorgeous salad.
Totally eating this.
Oh my God, it is watermelon, it is cucumber in
Mint.
here, and some mint, and maybe a little bit of fennel in there, and some feta cheese. Like, yum. You're not going to eat this in January. You take advantage of these things now. And what I would do with this is maybe even not necessarily putting on the feta, but you could take the watermelon, the cucumber, blend them, and make your own cropsicles, right? Cropsicles! So we could do that with them, and so you don't have
Leslie
to buy
has all the
just regular
gadgets.
things. Leslie has all the gadgets. So cropsicles. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, a little tequila in there. Oh, it prevents it from freezing. I'm just saying. But nonetheless, is all
She
these
knows.
things that we
Voice
do.
experience.
I do know, because that's why I'm frizzling and drizzling and doing all those things together.
Yes.
But we really want you to think about not only just the typical things that you do, but really beyond that. How can you really give back to your body? Like
Give back
this
to your
gives back
community,
to the
too.
community. Really, thanks for those who grow, because honestly, without their hard effort, we wouldn't have those beautiful things. So we're singing a little song to all the farmers that are around
Right,
here.
and so we want to thank our farmers at Sprezzatura. That would be Who Cooks For You Farm, Be Wilder Farm, Tiny Seed Farm, Jarasinski Farm, Blackberry Meadows Farm, and Coal Company Farm. We really love you. And Gardens of Millvale. We want to thank Maya Guerin for letting us be here. She's the garden manager. And we want to remind you, Gardens of Millvale, people are like, where's Millvale? What are you doing? This is the very first Grow Pittsburgh project, is this garden. So we think about Grow Pittsburgh and all the thousands of people that they're feeding with their urban gardens and their program to empower people to grow their own food. Started right here in Millvale, PA. You can follow Gardens of Millvale at Gardens of Millvale.
We are sizzling in the drizzle. And just to remind you all, is have a plant. Please do it. It's good for you. Eat them.
Plan your
Give
plants.
thanks. Hydrate. All those things. We look forward to seeing you
Yeah.
next month.
Thanks, guys.